Leandre Gotte Jus.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. YouTube, roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Somebody said, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Appreciate y'all for being here this early Sunday morning. Listen, if you tapping in live, tap this screen. If you're on YouTube, like it, share the stream. Let them know that Coach Smook is live. Listen, we got a little random impromptu live this morning. I was able to have a few conversations yesterday. I'm not going to take a long time to get into it, and it's not going to be a long live stream. I'm going to do a little breakdown real quick, but I'm going to talk about a few commits that we should be having. Don't mind the little stains over here. We waste coffee. But I just noticed it while we went live. But you all know I'm always up early doing work. Was able to have a good time last night. Was able to relax, but was also able to get into some conversations with a few recruits, man, that are going to be committed to the University of Alabama. They're leaning towards the University of Alabama. Had some conversations with some parents, some families, a FaceTime. Man, it was pretty good. So we're going to dive into that conversation today. But before we get into it, like I said, take the opportunity to become a member of the AAA family. If you're not a member, if you're tuning into this post live, take the opportunity to become a member of the AAA family. I greatly appreciate it. Every member that's joined this AAA family, we greatly appreciate you. Your support is not go unnoticed. And shout out to the 13 in the chat on YouTube. Continue to run those likes up. We're at 3 likes. Drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from this early Sunday morning, man. I know this isn't a normal live stream time that we do on Sundays, or the type of content that we do on Sundays. Yes, I will be going live at some point for service, so y'all could join in and worship with your boy. But we got some news breaking. Well, not breaking news today. Xavier Griffin is expected to commit today, along with possibly Nolan Wilson. Talking with some people surrounding that camp, we expecting a possibility of having 2 commits today for the University of Alabama. So Alabama Nation continues to celebrate, and you know, last year, Kalen DeBoer and his staff, they surprised a lot of the country with the way that they were able to jump into the recruiting race and get in a lot of these big names, 5 stars, 4 stars, get in their homes, get in their ears, to talk to them and convince them to buy into what's happening over at the University of Alabama with all the changes from Coach Saban's transition to the new offense to the new head coach's staff with Kalen DeBoer. Everything that's changed in Alabama in the last 2 years, the last 18 months to 2 years is going to be, this first 18 months is going to be impactful. So starting off on a good trend, you're talking about another class that's trending towards being a number 2, number 3 class. Currently right now, let me count it up so I could count correctly. I think currently right now, Alabama has, let me see how many 5 stars committed right now. And right now the class is ranked number 10, but you got to think this is just unofficial ratings right now. This is not the final official ratings for this class. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 guys currently committed to Alabama that are currently in the top 10 of their position, right? And either number 1 or number 3 in their state, right? National rank, you have what? All but 2 commits that are nationally ranked out of your top 300 players. So I think Alabama's class is shaping up, just based off of the star ratings that's currently committed, shaping up to be a top 2, top 3 class already. If you continue to pad on these guys, you add 5-star Xavier Griffin to that list today, he'll add more pad to that. Then you're going to get 4-star Nolan Wilson in this class. That'll be even more of a boost. So a lot of your guys that's unrated or 3 stars right now, I expect to kind of climb. Antonio Snell, appreciate you for becoming a member over here on the YouTube side, man. Appreciate you for joining the AAA family, my guy, and tapping in early this Sunday morning. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you, brother. Tapping in early this Sunday morning. Good to see you, brother. Welcome to the AAA family. Thank you for tapping in. I don't got Mary J in the back right now. This was not a planned live. I definitely came live randomly. Appreciate you for pulling back up, bro. Good to see you, for real, man. So y'all just bear with your boy as we navigate again and go back to the segment. Appreciate y'all for real, man. But like I said, Xavier Crowell, another guy, he's the number 5 guy at his position in his class, a number 5 defensive back. But you got Jordan Edmonds in the same class, man. He's number 1. I mean, you got 2 of the top 5 guys in the secondary. Then you go and add an underrated 3-star who's getting, ratings as a 3-star, 87, 89, on some of your overall recruit ratings. So, and still a top 100 guy in his position in the country, a top 50 guy in the state. So in the state of Cincinnati, where you see a lot of 4-star and 5-star guys coming out of, you look at this guy's film, you turn it on, and this is a quality get, a quality 3-star guy that's going to come in and compete for some rotational play in his first year. We've seen this staff play the young guys. We haven't seen freshmen complain about their playing time at the University of Alabama. You're going to get thrown into the fire. You're going to get an opportunity to prove your worth, and you're going to get opportunities to take advantage of opportunities. So it's all up to the players to do what they got to do. But this class is shaping up real nicely, man. Like I said today, Nolan Wilson, Xavier Griffin for sure. Not sure what the feels is around Nolan Wilson when his commitment is, but okay, Antonio, appreciate you. What's up, Greg? Good to see you over there in the chat, man. But those two names, be on the lookout for them. Xavier Griffin today, of course. Let's kind of dive into the topic around these guys here on the Coach Smook Network. I'm going to give y'all some scoop about some guys that I know will be coming, or I feel like their commitment compass is true north towards Alabama. Just more things continue to develop day by day as we continue to go through this off season. The official visit season is finally completed and recruited. But as we're in the off season of recruiting, meaning that there is really no off season. Off season of recruiting is when you're doing the day-to-day stuff, contacting, texting, sending the little booster letters and all of that stuff, trying to get guys on campus for unofficials, for workouts and things of that nature. So it's a good time for Alabama football, all the attention that we're gathering from all of these top-end recruits. And it's looking like this class is committing to stacking and really creating the turnover, the turning page product of what Alabama football will be in this new era. So let's just go down the list of the players committed right now. Let's start on the offensive side at the running back position. We have Javari Barnett and Xavier Correll, the number one running back in the state of Alabama and in the class of 2026. We got official ratings. He is the number one 5-star running back out of Jackson, Alabama. Then you got the three-star in Javari Barnett. And I think Barnett might end up being a 4-star, guys. I think the Alabama offer is really going to pad his ratings. You look at his skill set. He and Crowell, same size, same frame. Different type of running styles, but they match in this system. You look at the diversity between them. Then you look at the quarterback, Jet Tamala. Everybody's been kind of hyped about him, the 4-star product. I think he might end up getting that. He might end up getting that 5-star rating. We know what a offer from Alabama does for recruiting agencies and things of that nature. We'll see an Elite 11 competition come out, and you'll see the skill set of Jet Tamala. I don't think he's a top 6 quarterback, top 5 quarterback in the 26 class. I'm just being honest. He's definitely top 10, but I don't think he's a top 5. I don't think we've got one of those guys in this class coming to Bama. So, I mean, that's the nature of it. You got Keelan Russell sitting in front of you. Jet Tamala is a developmental, a high-end quality developmental piece that I think is going to be able to develop in his scheme. His vertical passing threat ability is what kind of highlights his targeting in his recruiting. But also, man, he's just adeptness of the game. He's a smart kid when it comes to knowing the game of football. Also on the offensive side, you got tight end Max Sutter. That was the big get we got the other day. Getting that 5-star product. You think Max Sutter, 4-star? You think 5-star? You think Max Sutter would be one of the 5-star tight ends? Usually you only get 1 or 2 in the class. So I think he has garnered. You look at the rating is 94 on 247. I think he's a 94, 93 overall composite rating. So Max Sutter, a huge get for Alabama. Looking at what else we got? We got our running backs. Got the tight end, quarterback, offensive lineman. This is where I think Alabama is really being very strategic. You all know that I predicted Malachi Lee to Alabama. He signed with committed to Michigan. But I'm telling you, if you all go watch that commitment, man, there's a certain look in that young man's eye, man. And Michigan did their due. They love the family. They love Michigan. And like I reported the other night during the watch party, I think there's a slight divide in the family of which side to go with. Ultimately, when it comes down to signing day, that's when it really matters. So Michigan, congratulations to Michigan. And like I said, Malachi Lee and that family, they'll tell you how much of a fight it was between Michigan and Alabama. And I still don't think it's a done deal. I don't think it's a done deal. This is a family that have been rumors and confirmed reports of them, kind of tapping into the Tonga family, the Tua family, and seeing what the culture was like in Alabama. And then they made some references to some of their Michigan ties and just wanted to get a good feel. And ultimately, that's what it came down to, because schematically, Malachi Lee fits as a tackle on either offensive line group. So I like where we sit with all of these guys, even the guys, Kamari Brooks, Malachi Lee, that's committed elsewhere, that I think Alabama is serious about trying to get them a part of this this loaded class already. Offensive lineman again, Sam Utu, Chris Booker. We got those two on the got them verbally committed. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout, chat. Not only for those two. Let me go back to my list. I was just talking to a young man last night, and he dropped a name in my ear. And told me to be ready for a possible commit from this young man. And I'm gonna pull it up so I don't say it wrong. I don't want nobody to get mad at me. And a lot of people going to laugh because everybody thinks Alabama targeting 3-stars is like a bad thing. Like, we've never watched a 3-star go to the NFL and be a all-pro player at the NFL level. So there's 2 interior offensive linemen that I think Alabama is really trying to hone in on it and really lock in before we get into the fall or get too late into this commitment, off-season commitment type vibe. And that's going to be Mitchell Smith and Elijah Gold. Not Elijah Gold. I'm tripping, y'all. I keep wanting to see Elijah Gold. I keep seeing these reports of him possibly going to Miami. I don't like that for him. I feel like Alabama should make a stronger push for two more interior defensive linemen to pad this class. I think this is the class where you want to go and get those kind of one-off guys, skill set guys that are really like skill set pieces for your interior. We got enough of the marquee guy, I guess you could say, the molded guy on roster in your veteran leadership. I think you need to go ahead and start and turning that page and getting these hybrid guys in the interior, right? That can really float to that bandit and that defensive tackle position, not necessarily just strictly nose guards, because that's what the defensive front is becoming, man. A bunch of guys that can really get to the quarterback. And if Alabama was going to want to stay as far as having an advantage in the pass rushing, I think you're going to get a lot of these athletic interior defensive linemen and start kind of molding your scheme around these guys. Offensive lineman, though, Mitchell Smith, the 3-star out of Mississippi, I think he's going to be a serious target. Now that, you have Malachi Lee elsewhere, we got Utu in this class. You got the deep guys from the 25 class, Mal Waldrop, Michael Carroll. I almost said Brian. Michael Carroll, Mike Dubose, and Jackson Lloyd. You get Sam Utu. You kind of got a group of 5 that you expect to kind of transition into next year as catalysts and big time contributors in that class. But I think the Chris Booker signing was more than enough for Alabama in this offensive line class. But I tell you one thing this staff understands and will not do is dial back on the targets or the caliber of targets that we're going after, even though they're committed elsewhere. I would love to see for them to go go back for Parker Pritchett out of Columbus, Georgia. He's currently an Auburn commit. I feel like if Alabama made another push, and yes, Elijah Pritchett's younger sibling, I think is his cousin. I think if you go and get him, you see a more developed talent here in this 6'5", 300-pounder out of Carver, Columbus. An Auburn commit right now, I think there's room to make a push for him. Who else is in this class that we were kind of strong on that committed elsewhere offensive line wise? I think that was it as far as guys I seen realistically being able to commit to this class. But honestly, I think we're good at offensive line. All right. Defensive line, I think we're padding. You see, we got Finch, we got Matthews, we got Johnson, all of them in this class, right? Defensive end, bandit bodies, defensive tackle bodies, right? Now, where do we go to get that big body guy that's going to really plug up the middle? And if I had to guess, I think Alabama's closing in on Ruffin. I think he's starting to see that this class is kind of like shaping up to where it's not necessarily going to be a interior heavy type class. He might be the guy in this class for that position. And I think we're making some leeway, some hedgeway and getting his commitment. Like I said, I don't want Ruffin at Miami. I don't want Ruffin at Miami right now. If we can hold an in-state guy and keep a big body interior guy that can really move and get to the quarterback from the interior and be a run stuffer, I like Emmanuel Ruffin. I like him to be at Bama. LSU is there in the mix, and then you got Ohio State, Miami's there. Alabama gotta keep him. Bessemer City product. I love what he's doing. And then the other guy, interior offensive lineman, that I think Alabama is still trying to make a push for. But he and Notre Dame have been in tight conversation. That's Elijah Golden, out of Florida. Oklahoma and Notre Dame have been really pushing for this interior defensive lineman. So, but schematically would be the perfect nose guard, big body nose guard fit for Alabama at that 6'4", 280 frame. Violent with his hands, can get to the quarterback, and is a great tracker. You know, him and Ruffin, those two guys. Let's go get one of those guys. What's Alabama doing? And y'all know I'm not gonna give y'all no official like strategy stuff that I'm kind of diving on, but what's Alabama doing about, you know, securing these guys this weekend? You got Nolan Wilson, who's Miami thinks they're going to get him. Ole Miss feels like they're in a good position. Alabama truly is in the best position. Looking at the skill set and what he brings to the table, he's coming in as another piece to that defensive front. And they want 4 or 5 guys. They want 4 or 5 guys in this class that can really establish like a one gap guys that can really get off the ball and get in the gap. Nolan Wilson fits the mold of what you saw happen with Q-Rob last year in this scheme, how he was thriving in this scheme before his injury. And then you saw Quay Russaw get plugged in, Keon Keeley. You got guys like that kind of fit the same mold as Nolan Wilson, that Jamarian Matthews type guys that can really get on the field and get to the quarterback from your edge, standing up. You know, these guys are very valuable, very valuable. Does Alabama have the NIL capacity to handle a 4 or 5 skill pass rush skill set class of defensive linemen and linebackers? I think they do. I think they've secured most of what they want offensively for the next few years to come, and they're really trying to get into the trenches and really start investing in that on both sides of the ball, offensive line and defensive line. You look at the guys that's committing 4-star, 5-star guys. The 3 stars are end up being highly rated 4-star guys. You all know there's limited 5-star spots. So Alabama's class is looking good. Those are our offensive linemen there. Who else we got? Chris Booker. We got more DBs. I think I went over everybody. Zion Gibson. We talked about Zion. And then my underrated steal of the class, man, Zay Hall. Once the ratings come out, I know nobody has him rated right now officially. I think he might be a 3-star now officially. But I think once this season ends, Zay Hall might sneak up and be a 4-star. He might pull a Luke Metz on us and end up being a 4-star after everybody kind of doubting his skill set. But Zay Hall going to end up being a starter. I want to say redshirt freshman year. Zay Hall going to be a impact guy. He's going to make some noise freshman year. And I think him and Abdul Sanders Jr. are kind of like the future mold of what the interior linebacker looks like. And when you get a guy like Xavier Griffin committed, he's going to be the weak side linebacker like Jahad Campbell was, that kind of just fits everywhere. You can't take him off the field. You want him on the field. Put him in that weak side linebacker spot. Let him diagnose stuff. Let the Mike linebackers make all the play calls. Adjustments, have those responsibilities. And you got another smart guy. So this linebacker class in 26 is shaping up real good. Now, let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk about today's commits. I'm gonna throw a few. I'm gonna give y'all the obvious, and then I'm gonna throw a few projections out there. So tap into the Smook Scoop. I appreciate y'all for being here. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get it, chat. I hope y'all excited because Bama got some stuff coming in today. I don't want to go past my time today. I got to definitely start getting ready for church here in about 20 minutes, man. But Bama got some hot stuff coming in for recruiting this week. I want to talk to y'all real quick, just talking about today. Not going to talk about everything that's happening this week, but a lot of hot news coming in. We know today Xavier Griffin is the main course, right? But we might get dessert. And I told y'all earlier, Nolan Wilson having that news last night, having those conversations last night got me excited. I think with him in the mix, you know, in the defensive line class, you might see us shut it down if we get a commitment. Or as far as Nolan Wilson, you might see us shut it down and move on from the Kamari Brooks saga with him recommitting to Georgia after being committed to us, you know, decommitting and basically committing to Georgia. And I think it's a solid fit for him. But if you're going to get Nolan Wilson instead of Kamari Brooks, I think with Nolan Wilson, one, you're getting the size, one, right? You're getting that college ready size, and two, he's a lot more developed than all the other defensive linemen in this class. He's more on the level I see a development in Kamarion Johnson, who's highly underrated. You look at J.J. Finch, who's really green, but you look at his development to his peers in his class. A lot of these guys in his class are like very developed. Nolan Wilson is more on the more developed side, meaning like college ready, day one ready. So I like Nolan Wilson. We all know what we're getting with Xavier Griffin. I'm excited. We've been kind of following that situation since we discovered him in 2024 when we discovered Xavier Griffin. Coach Smook did. I don't know about the rest of Bama Nation, but Coach Smook definitely discovered him in 2024. Shout out to everybody over here tapping in. We got Dylan tapping in over here on YouTube. We got Sully tapping in, and we got Sooner for Life tapping in, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. 100%. Thank y'all for supporting the Coach Smook Network and being here on short notice, man. A little random live. We talking recruiting. Now, everybody's excited about Xavier Griffin. I told you about Nolan Smith. Let me throw another name in the mix that might end up giving us a commitment soon, y'all. And this is real. This is real talk. A lot of people have fell off of this name for what reason I don't know, but I feel like Alabama might really be in a serious position to steal this one and grab the next one because of this steal. And a lot of people are going to be like, how does this relate? So Wilson Zaire. Wilson Zaire is a name that I keep talking about, right? I keep talking about this name because the offensive line situation at Alabama is stacked. This is a 3-star guy that's starting to climb some boards. He's I don't know what it is. I've seen the same tape that everybody else has seen, and I don't understand why there wasn't a high demand for this gentleman. But some say it might be a position thing. Maybe he might not be quick enough to play tackle, but not big enough to play guard. I think he's going to develop just fine. That's going to be Wilson Zaire, right? And I think he's starting to lean more towards Alabama than it was Auburn last week when I was talking with some people surrounding his camp. Still haven't been able to make direct contact with him, but I think Alabama will be getting that commitment from Wilson Zaire soon, especially with Malachi Lee committing to Michigan. I think that's an opportunity, a door opening for him. And you look at where else, Wilson was being recruited by Michigan also. So if Lee commits to Michigan first, it's kind of like I'm trying to get my spot first. I think we get Zaire in this class as a tackle. He'll be the first tackle on board in this class, and that'll kind of solidify his spot. And also, I could see him being a solid developmental piece, playing behind Jackson Lloyd. I think you might get Utu at left tackle or left guard, and that leaves the door open for Michael Carroll to play left tackle. We talk about his athleticism. You got Michael DeBosa on the interior. You got Mal Waldrop on the interior. I'm talking about forward progression type of situations. So that's it with Wilson Zaire. And then I am excited to announce that I'm going to go ahead and lean heavy. I'm going to give 5 scoops, a solid 5 scoops, the most scoops you can give, right? I'm going to give 5 scoops to Alabama landing Jairo Edwards. I know Georgia fans think that he's there, but Mo Linguist, when Coach Jones replies to a message from me and Mo Linguist leaves me on red, I think I'll be knocking stuff out the park when I get what's up, brother, or a one of those. We might be on to something. So I think Jairo Edwards is coming down to that final thought process of Bama or Georgia. And if he pulls a whoopsie doopsie and goes Oregon, I know what came into the play. And it's business at the end of the day, y'all. Stop being mad at these players for making business decisions. They not obligated, especially a guy from Maryland. He's not obligated to be a Bama guy or a Georgia guy. He's in Maryland. I guarantee you he's not a Terps fan. Come on, chat. Y'all got to remember, a lot of these kids grow up fans of certain teams, and some of them just grow up just knowing that they got to make it out. They just got to make it out. But the St. Francis Academy product, man, we've seen plenty of studs come out of St. Francis in Baltimore. out of Maryland from the high school level and go to the collegiate level and just go crazy. So Jair Edwards, I'm getting him a lean towards Bama. We've kind of been in that battle for the past 2 or 3 weeks, right? And he made his official that first weekend in June. So we've had a lot of space and time for others to make their impact. As a matter of fact, I want to say his visit to Auburn on May 30th. Yep, confirming right now. His visit to Auburn on May 30th, right? Auburn has the same type of depth issues. I think right now, if we're looking at what's happening in the secondary for the safety position, Alabama has the most room for Jair Edwards, and I think that's what he's seeing. You look at Georgia; they got a lot of safeties committed. They got some on roster. I think Georgia has 6 or 7 safeties right now that are really ready to play, that aren't going to be transitioning out. So you got to look. I like Jair Edwards to Bama, 6'2". You add him to this class. Let's go over my list of commits right now, and this is just going online with everything I had predicted, anyways. I think the only one that has jumped on this list that I did not have any inkling of was Jet Tamala. I did not expect us to get that flip. I did not expect us to be even targeting him after he made his commitment. I felt like we were going to go for a lower rated guy that would fall into the system and develop. And I think Alabama still might get another quarterback in this 26 class, because they got one guy that they're going after the 27 class. And I can't wait to finish covering that story. And there's a guy that's sneaking up on the 27 class draft prospect board, target board for Alabama. We'll talk about that later in the season as things start to develop. But looking at the secondary, we add once we get Jair Edwards, I think the Albert Hill situation becomes a little bit more realistic, right? Padding the room. This is not the same era of college football. These guys are going to get on campus. They're going to create all this buzz around themselves. They're going to create value for themselves to be able to go in and renegotiate them NILs going into their second year with all the opportunities they're going to get this year. Don't think it's crazy for Alabama to stack this class. So you'll be adding 2 more 5-stars in Jair Edwards and Xavier Griffin. You're going to add a 4-star in Nola Wilson. You're going to add a 3-star in Mitchell Smith, right? I think we're still in good position with Tank Jones, who's another 4-star, 4-star product. Going to be a 5-star. And I think once you get Tank Jones, you get Nolan Wilson, you're shutting it down for anything else, linebacker or defensive line. You get these guys committed, stacked. Yes. Just like the title of the live says. What Alabama football concepts and learn from Jason. What you talking about, man? Well, welcome in, everybody. Thank y'all for tapping in again. We weren't here to be live for a long time. Just wanted to give y'all my thoughts and my insight on some of this recruiting surrounding Alabama. We will be talking with the Griffin family. We'll be talking with them sometime today. I know some other content creators are supposed to be doing an interview with them. I heard some things around that, but we're going to see how that goes. Today, Xavier Griffin expected to commit to the University of Alabama. Some Texas fans still think they're in the race. Georgia fans feel like they got a chance. So it's going to be a fun watch party. I should be able to be here on time for the watch party this year. I mean, this one. If not, if I don't show up, it's because of a similar situation as yesterday with Malachi Lee, which was fun, which was a great experience. Who else? I think that's it for now. We will be getting our Owen Cabell, Sadarian Morgan commits should be coming in the coming weeks. I think Owen Cabell even announced actual commitment day, if I'm not mistaken. I think he actually announced the commitment date. Let me see. I was trying to get Crimson coverage on with us today. I think he's scared. So yeah, we're getting Owen Wilson's commitment tomorrow. Brian Wilson, July 1st. Brian Williams is the other wide receiver. So Derrick Morgan, Brian Williams, Owen Cabell. We should be getting all of those this week. Like I said, this week is going to be crazy. This week is going to be crazy. So we'll be tight. We'll be locked in. Jair Edwards, July 5th. I think that's going to be a huge one too. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going 4 out of the next 6. 4 out of the next 6 commits, big commits for Alabama. I'm going 4 out of 6, 100%. That being Griffin, Cabell, Morgan, Edwards. Those are the 4 that I feel like are committed. Williams Jr. I can't work my magic, chat. I'm gonna work it into commitment day. I can't work it. I don't know what's going on. Hard to contact that family. I don't know the camp around them. Been pretty quiet, and I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And then Nolan Wilson, like I said, that's a solid situation for Bama right now. It's coming down to 2 schools. Let's see if we can pull it off. But with that being said, y'all, thank y'all for I just seen it, brother. But thank y'all for tapping in again today. Y'all go forth this Sunday and be blessed. If you're going to church, get ready to go and worship God, man. Have some fun. Give him thanks, all that good stuff. I'm just in a good mood, y'all. I had a great day yesterday, great weekend. We've had a great week of content. We'll be putting out more edits this week. We had to upgrade our software to get our editing back together. But outside of that, man, thank y'all for supporting as always. And remember, y'all, when you see me in the streets, holler and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Thank y'all. I didn't want to yell it this morning. I feel good this morning. So I just want to kind of let y'all take y'all Sundays and be relaxed. We'll be back later this evening and talk Bama football. Might open the phone lines, might play some games. I don't know. It's Sunday. We'll do something together as the AAA family. But until next time, y'all be blessed and roll tide. Love you all, and catch y'all on the next one.
Subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe.